I'd like, if I could, to share a little bit of history, which will obviously age me, but it will tell you candidly why I'm so inspired by you. When I was a kid growing up, we had a young president. His name was John F. Kennedy. When John F. Kennedy became president of the United States, he had a calling to Americans. He said that service to your community was a noble calling, and that as Americans we had a duty to give back as much or more than we received from a community at large. At that time I was young and impressionable, and I took those words and I lived by them. But you know what? I've spent my entire life in service. There's not been a day where I haven't been continually impressed, encouraged, energized by those same words by John F. Kennedy. Today we live in one of the most remarkable times in history. We are experiencing the Great Recession. It's one of the worst recessions and worst downtimes we've had since the Great Depression. I just today, at 5 o'clock, finished the last of 583 bills from the legislature and 3 budgets. The last budget was the operating budget. In it were painful cuts. Legislators did what they never, ever ran for office to do. They never expected that they would take a vote on a budget that would cut 40,000 people off health care. But nonetheless, in my inaugural address in January, I said to them, this is a time for courage. This is a time for generosity. Leadership is not that difficult when we're in good times. There's a strain on leadership when you're in tough times. To make difficult decisions that you hate, but nonetheless have to make. The only way I see us getting through these tough economic times is to instill a spirit of generosity in every single Washingtonian. As I've read about the Great Depression, I have learned that we came out of that, not a materialistic society, but a society that understood what generosity really meant. And that if we were going to survive it and come out of it strong, it was because we helped that friend, we helped that neighbor, we helped that absolute stranger drive down the street. Today we have people who want to know someone cares. Today we have citizens who are in desperate need of help. Today you will be recognized for the generosity of spirit. You are an example to 6 million Washingtonians. You are what I was trying to say in January. I called on every person to give no less than 4 cans of food to their food bank. For today, people are lined up at food banks who never thought in their entire life they would ever visit a food bank except for one purpose, and that was to volunteer. And yet they find themselves there out of fear that they cannot provide for their families. Today I have asked back in January, please give at least 1 hour a month. 1 hour a month. My husband and I are doing that absolutely with great joy. Because you see, one of the most inspirational things I've seen is when I went back to the inauguration of our new president in January. I participated in Martin Luther King Day at the RFK Stadium, that they had a volunteer day. And it was a day in which we packed bags to go off to men and women in service to our country around America. And there I found thousands upon thousands of people who were there dedicating themselves to do that. I saw the richest of the rich from that area, and I saw the poorest of the poor from that area. But what I saw most of all is people having the time of their lives. I saw them feeling good about themselves. I saw them getting much more in return than anything they were doing. You already understand that spirit of generosity. You already know how much more you get by volunteering than just sitting back. So I'm asking you to please keep that spirit up. We will come out of this recession. We'll come out of it better and stronger if we exhibit the kind of behavior that you have over these last year or 4 years and all in between. You are the example of what America is all about. Those who understand, who give to the next door neighbor, who give to the stranger is more important than anything that we will get in return. I wish you the best. For those that are still in school, please stay engaged and stay involved in your community. For those that are going to go out there and never, ever stop that volunteer spirit that you have. With you, America is great. With you, Washington State is great. With you, I have the greatest hope in the world for the success of you, our state, and our nation. Congratulations on a very, very successful day and evening and year. Thank you.